Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos talks, dating 24 men at once. November 13, 2024. Hello, Bachelor Nation news fans. Welcome back to the channel. Everyone has been on a first date before. But with 24 men at the same time, Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos revealed 6 things she learned while on the reality dating show. Did Joan Vassos find love on the Golden Bachelorette? Joan Vassos set off on a journey in September to find the second love of her life on the Golden Bachelorette. Week by week, she sent home the suitors she didn't think were right for her. She narrowed it down to Chalk Chapel and Guy Gansert. Joan previously revealed that getting engaged isn't a deal-breaker for her, especially because she refuses to move away from her Maryland home. Both Chalk and Guy have careers and put down roots in their respective hometowns. Joan's unwillingness to uproot her own life could be an issue. The ABC trailers have teased that Joan ends up alone. Viewers find out tonight if Joan hands out her final rose to Guy or Chalk, and whether a proposal happens. What she learned dating 24 men at once. Joan Vassos had to kiss a lot of frogs to meet her prince. Her season started with 24 men, several of whom she locked lips with. She took to her Instagram with a video detailing what she learned while dating multiple men and having multiple first dates. You'll never regret putting yourself out there. Joan started the video off by encouraging her followers to put themselves out there, no matter their age. She said that they'll never regret giving dating a try. However, people will regret not trying and wonder what might have happened. Not every conversation is 50-50. Joan Vassos had a lot of conversations with a lot of different men. She learned that conversation is not always 50-50, and that's okay. She said that sometimes you're the listener and sometimes you're the conversationalist. Be prepared to be either, she warned. Every date is a mirror. The Golden Bachelorette got a little philosophical with this one. She said that the person across from you on a date is like a mirror. Sometimes they are going to show you what you want to see, and sometimes what you don't want to see. Both are worth celebrating, Joan added. First dates are always nerve-wracking. First dates are always nerve-wracking and awkward, and Joan should know. She encouraged her followers to take a leap of faith. Sometimes rejection is just redirection. Joan Vassos sent many suitors home, but several rejected her by self-eliminating and leaving the show, including frontrunner Pascal Ebge. She told her followers not to dwell on what didn't work out and look forward to what's next. Joan Vassos' most important advice was the best love story stars with loving yourself. What do you think of Joan's advice? Imagine this. You've been on a few first dates, maybe even a few dozen over the years, but could you handle dating 24 men at once? That's exactly what the Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos did. This season has been nothing short of incredible as we watched Joan, a 61-year-old Maryland native, search for love while sharing her wisdom, laughter, and heartbreak with us. So what was it really like for Joan to date so many men simultaneously? And did she finally find love? Today, we're diving into the 6 most profound lessons Joan says she learned from her journey. Plus, we'll explore whether Joan ended up with her happily ever after, or if her journey concluded in a different, perhaps more self-reflective way. Joan entered the Golden Bachelorette with a mix of excitement and nerves, looking to find a new chapter in love while honoring her late husband's memory. From the start, Joan made it clear she wasn't necessarily seeking a proposal. She's content in her life and deeply rooted in Maryland, where she's raised her family. Her willingness to stay true to herself was something viewers admired throughout her journey. After narrowing down her suitors week by week, Joan found herself facing an important decision between 2 men, Chalk Chapel and Guy Gansert. Both men have established careers and family ties in their respective hometowns, which added a layer of complexity to the decision-making process. For Joan, moving away from her home was a non-negotiable, which inevitably raised questions about the future of her relationships with either Chalk or Guy. ABC has teased that Joan might end up alone. But is she really alone? As fans, we know that every step Joan has taken on this journey has been about self-growth, learning, and experiencing life to the fullest. Whether she gives her final rose to one of her suitors or not, Joan's story has already inspired countless people. As Joan explains in her Instagram video, staying in one's comfort zone might feel safe, but it also limits potential experiences and relationships. The fear of rejection or failure shouldn't hold anyone back, she says. For Joan, putting herself out there has given her memories, connections, and lessons that she wouldn't trade for anything. Whether or not her journey ends with a romantic partner, Joan's choice to embrace the unknown with courage reminds us all that it's never too late to put ourselves out there and try new things. 2. Not every conversation is 50-50. Joan admitted that one of her biggest surprises was realizing that conversation is not always balanced. You're not always going to have a 50-50 conversation, she noted, reflecting on her dozens of one-on-one conversations. Some nights, she was the one leading, talking about her life and sharing her story. Other nights, she was the listener, discovering the backgrounds, hopes, and dreams of her suitors. In dating, Joan explains, it's essential to adapt. Sometimes you're the listener, and sometimes you're the conversationalist. Be prepared to be either. Embracing this flexibility taught her patience and gave her insight into her suitors' personalities. For Joan, these initial encounters were a chance to practice resilience and openness. Each time she felt those butterflies or second-guessed herself, she pushed through, reminding herself that the risk was worth it. By embracing the awkwardness and nerves, Joan made each encounter more authentic and grounded. 6. The best love story starts with loving yourself. Finally, Joan's most essential piece of advice is one that resonates deeply with people of all ages. The best love story starts with loving yourself. Joan knows that self-love is the foundation of any successful relationship, and she hopes her fans will remember that before seeking a partner. Joan's journey on The Golden Bachelorette was as much about finding herself as it was about finding a companion. From learning to accept herself fully to celebrating her worth, Joan embraced this chapter of her life with a newfound appreciation for self-love. For Joan, loving herself first meant she could approach each date with authenticity and confidence. By putting her happiness first, she reminded us all that true love doesn't complete us. It enhances an already complete person. Will Joan choose Chalk or Guy? As we wait to see if Joan will give her final rose to Chalk or Guy, one thing is clear. Joan Vassos has already won in more ways than one. Her journey has been an inspiration, showing us all that love is a continuous adventure filled with lessons, growth, and discovery. Whether or not she ends up with a partner, Joan has set an example for anyone who's open to finding love later in life. Joan Vassos' story on The Golden Bachelorette has given us not only entertaining television, but also powerful life lessons. Through the ups and downs of dating, she's shown us how to embrace each moment, learn from each relationship, and most importantly, love ourselves first.